This is Fanboy Mark Jabroni with my special guest,
Blair Galton.
Yes. B. Brian Blair Galton.
I know I sound like an answering machine. For service in a language you don't want to understand, press star. For in a freshly dead language, press 1. For a language you have no wish to understand at all, hang up.
For Esperanto, press pi. So, we've got two choices here. We can go back to catching up on what's happened since SummerSlam 2008, or we can talk more about the CW show.
Well,
you're the guest.
All right, well,
I'll pretend to be polite and give you a choice.
All right, well, let's talk about the CEW show.
Okay. We have some quick results here from the Newfoundland Wrestling Review page from Facebook. Just do a search for Newfoundland Wrestling Review and click on like when you see, well, it's really the only thing that will come up. Not like And I Quote, which is, this show is the official radio show / podcast of the And I Quote page on Facebook. If you type in And I Quote, there'll be like 50 pages.
Wicked.
But ours is the only one that has Bert and Ernie dressed up as wrestlers.
That's great.
Yes. Bert is CM Punk. I don't know if you know who that is.
The name, I've actually saw him last night on TV wrestling.
Yes. Okay. And Ernie is dressed up as Colt Cabana, which is a name you probably don't know.
No.
Okay.
No.
But if you were to go to the And I Quote page on Facebook, you'll see vaguely, anyway, what an Ernie version of Colt Cabana would look like. So, the quick results from this past Saturday at the Majestic Theatre. We'll just do it match by match, and you give the impression, because you were there and I wasn't, again, because I was a little bit snowed out. Nasty Nick Dyson defeated Justin Locke by submission.
That's correct. Yeah, that...
What do you mean that's correct? Of course it's correct. It's right here. It's official.
Every match I saw I enjoyed. I'm just trying to think what really stood out.
Yeah. That was originally supposed to be the wrestler versus MMA fighter match.
Yes, that's right. Now I remember. That's right. Well, actually, there was quite a bit of a brouhaha, actually.
Yes.
Over that.
It was quite a fracas.
Putting it mildly, because the two wrestlers who first got it on with each other were originally tag team partners.
Yes.
And at first it was, not really vicious or anything, but with a little bit of time, let's just say it turned a bit nasty.
Ah.
Yeah.
Because his name's Nasty Nick.
Yeah, well...
Okay.
It got really, really nasty at the end.
Yes.
Sort of a double team on the end.
Yes.
Yeah, it was...
And wrestling's the only thing that you want to watch two guys double team another guy.
Yeah, that's true.
Generally speaking.
Well, I mean, they definitely set it up for a rematch by having the betrayal happen and then the double teaming. And yeah, I definitely want to see what would happen, what will happen next. Because I think there's a lot of potential there to really bring some other elements into it. Because, I mean, we remember ourselves, there were a lot of famous tag teams.
Yes.
Who split up later on, and some of the matches were absolutely spectacular.
Yes. And some of the matches...
Well, were not.
Yes. Test versus Albert, I'll be in the bathroom. They're defending the bathroom break title on this pay-per-view, I see.
Uh-huh.
How a match like that would get on a pay-per-view, I don't know. Because they have such a heated history, and Trish Stratus, and who wasn't there for either of those matches, I don't think. So they just... All the reasons to want to watch one of those matches, I guess, was just out the window.
Sounds like it.
Yes. And speaking of great tag teams and Alexander Guthrie and Tristan Slater, Stormfront defeated Alexander Guthrie and Tristan Slater.
That was a good match. I really, really enjoyed it. There was a lot of up and down and going around.
And left and right. And some diagonal stuff.
Oh, yes. There were some really good moves in the match.
He cinched him into the diagonal suplex. That'll be something to see. What? How did he suplex him on a 45-degree angle? With great difficulty.
Yeah, well, you know what they say. You can't change the law of physics.
Well, he is a mathematician. How many of those guys had a, shall we say, low center of gravity?
Only one.
Yes. The one dressed like Rob Van Dam?
Yeah.
Except without the long hair?
That's right.
Moving on to the gauntlet match. Tony King pins Chris Crimson, who no longer looks like he's part of a Star Trek Next Generation away team. Because he used to wear a shirt that was like had the thing on the bottom of it, like the Star Trek uniform.
Okay, I actually saw some people in the audience actually who had some Star Trek things with them.
Oh dear God, you're kidding.
No,
Okay.
no. But I loved some of the local signs cheering for some of the wrestlers as well. I thought that was great.
Yeah.
Right, because I mean, you see on television, you see all these people with signs and all sorts of, well, of course, scattered insult here and there, and it was
Yes. Scattered.
scattered here
Must
and there.
must been off that night.
No,
if there
no.
are only a few.
Well, I mean, it depends on the match,
Yes.
right? Because I remember in one of the matches, I'm sorry, I don't remember exactly the exact match, but
Yeah.
I remember there was a lot of insults shouted, and the wrestler who the insults were shouted at seemed to get a real kick out of it.
Yes.
And that was all right because, I mean, it didn't faze him nothing. It
Yeah.
just words. For him, what mattered is what was happening in the ring, not outside the ring.
That wouldn't happen to have been the tubby guy with the shaggy beard, was it? Because that was the MMA guy.
Could be, yeah.
Okay. Because he seemed to be on a mental level slightly to the left of everybody at the show I saw. The
Okay.
previous show.
Right.
I don't know if he just, was enjoying it too much and didn't take into the suspending disbelief and stuff, or just said, I'm a real fighter, so anything you say, I'm going to question your sexuality and go visit your mom.
That was interesting. The liquor lounge.
Yes.
Man, oh man, oh man. That was a great laugh.
Yes.
That was hilarious, especially when towards the end the president of the association later came out,
Yes.
and they had a picture of him in a, shall we say, compromising position
Ah.
with someone who wasn't his wife.
Ah.
Oh, man.
Yes. I hear the thing going around is that Don Martini is, going along with Mr. Guthrie's wife.
That is apparently,
That is apparently what's what.
yeah.
What's up, as it were.
Yeah.
So, Tony King pinned Chris Crimson. Tony King defeated Wheels.
Yes,
Wheels
yes.
was the Red Bull guy.
That's right. Actually, Tony King defeated Wheels quite quickly. I was surprised because my impression of Wheels is that he's very, very fast.
Yes.
Very, very fast. Obviously, the name Wheels.
Yes. And he drinks a Red Bull and then he moves supersonic.
Yeah, that's right. I thought it fit him.
Yeah.
The name fits him really, really well.
Yeah.
I'd definitely like to see Wheels again. I think Wheels must have been distracted or something. I can't... I don't really know what to say, but I think it would be an intriguing match to see Tony King and Wheels go at each other again, just to see how that would turn out.
Yeah, could be. Next up, Tony King beat Buck Gotch.
That's right.
Now that's a big side of beef right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hang on. And then Scott Gotch beat... Oh, Scott Gotch beat Tony King. Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
I was about to say, wait a minute. How could he get beaten and then beat him? I just read the... Anyway. And then Brandon Flip pinned Scott Gotch. What? Brandon Flip?
Yeah.
What kind of a name is that?
Good question.
Anyway.
Well, he won the match.
Yeah. So it got him that far.
Yeah, that's right. I'm always amazed at the techniques that the various wrestlers use.
Yeah?
Yeah, I saw a couple of moves there at the matches, which really blew me away, I'll be perfectly honest. I mean, I admit I haven't seen a lot of wrestling over the past couple of years, but some of the moves they did I found were really, really fabulous. And the audience reacted appropriately, I thought, because some of the moves that I saw were really... I can't really find the right words to describe it, but it was almost like grabbed them and then swung around them and then flipped them.
Okay.
It was the words I'm trying to find can't even do justice to it, but it was a brilliant move.
It was a really fancy-looking arm drag, I think is what we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, could be, but it was beautiful, well executed, well done. I really loved it. I really loved it. But then again, of course, as we all know so well from what we've seen, if you try and do too many aerial moves, that can sometimes get you in a lot of trouble as well, which happened a couple of times to people trying to maybe get overly fancy. Sometimes I think it's probably better to finish the match and win it than rather get overly fancy. Okay, but then again, on the other hand, the crowd are pleased when they see a lot of good moves. So I guess it's just a matter of
finding a balance.
Yes. Yeah. All in all, it was a great night. Lots of fabulous moves. It's well worth watching. I'm looking forward to seeing the next one.
Holy crap, there's a Wheels t-shirt.
Really?
Right there on the Newfoundland Wrestling Review page.
Nice. Actually, there were several people in the audience holding up my English. I've been away from home too long.
Yes.
They were holding up signs with wheels on it.
Yes.
So I can see he's gotten quite a following, which is good to see, like I said, because you got to get people involved. And as far as I'm concerned, the more people that are involved, the better. If you want to keep sports alive and you have local people being involved, we should go out and support them. Doesn't matter what sport it is. We should go out and support people who are out there doing things.
Yes. Because things are good.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. I mean, who knows? Maybe 10 years down the road, Wheels or Tony King is also from here, isn't he?
The vast majority of the guys are actually from Newfoundland.
Right. So just think about it. One of those wrestlers you saw on Saturday night, give them 5-10 years, who knows where they'll be?
Yeah.
They might be the next Hulk Hogan or Ultimate Warrior or
Barry Horowitz.